Hello everybody, Reggie Time here. This is only going to be a 35-minute video because I have places to go, people to see. I have had a very, very busy 2 weeks with it being half term where I live. I've just had a shit ton of day work on, and um, my day work takes priority from my poker videos. I've been playing a lot of poker in the evenings, but due to the layout of our house, I struggle to make poker videos when my wife is at home. Because frankly she's not fucking quiet enough, and she always has the TV on and stuff. So I can only make videos in the morning, and most of my mornings outside of the weekends have been busy and just full of work. So yeah, it's been a while. We're not on AAA anymore. We are mostly on Sky Poker and then a little bit on Unibet, and we've had some good results. The cash games on Sky have been going good whilst we've been off YouTube, and on Monday I won the Mega Stack tournament for £400, including bounties. So that was good. On Unibet, we've made a tiny bit of money. Originally, I put €200 on, and I was going to play 10NL and do a kind of like 10NL challenge thing. And then after like 2 sessions playing 10NL, I realised I had no interest in playing 10NL really. I think we're going to get raised here a little bit by overpairs with the nines, but we're going to bet just for protection / value against like his ace highs and things. Really want to get raised. I think he should be check raising overpairs at some frequency here. He calls. We're not going to bet the turn. And we're probably going to call Brick Ribbers. Wow, he just goes with a massive bet, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But when I see stuff like this, I usually assume value and I just fold. That's just a weird line. It's hard for him to find bluffs there. Maybe he's got some. Who knows? So yeah, the 10NL. Played about 2 sessions, just not interested. You know, things have been going really well for me at poker lately. I've been making quite a lot of money relative to the stakes I play, and playing artificially low just for YouTube, it's just not going to hold my attention. So we're playing some 25, and no, we're not rolled for it on this thing because I only put €200 in. So we haven't got enough, but fuck it, we're doing it anyway because I can't make videos on Sky, which is where I'd like to make videos. Don't want to fuck it up for the Sky streamers, so we're not going to make Sky videos. I don't want to make 10NL videos, so we're making a 25NL video, and who knows how many more where we're not rolled. But who knows, maybe we spin it up. We had a good result last night on here because we were playing a cash session, and there was a prize drop, and I won this bad boy, which was nice. Tickets. Won that €100 MTT ticket. Fucking delightful when that dropped on my table. Normally the prize drop comes down. It's like you've won a €1 Hexapro ticket, or you've won 200 fucking player points. So I wasn't particularly excited when the prize drop came down, but when it popped down and said, "Oh, you've all won a €100 ticket," then happy days. I've been advised to play the Sunday Supernova. I don't even know that. I haven't even looked yet, but I've been advised from some tournament players that's the GTO play for my €100 ticket. So that's what we're going to do. We're probably going to play that this Sunday. Check back the tens here. Call small bets, fold to large bets, I think. I played this guy last night. He was very fishy, very splashy. I say call small bets, fold to large bets. He makes a middling sized bet. We got a 10 blocker to flushes, so we'll call. He had the flush anyway. Well played, sir. Nice hand, etc. etc. We should have seen bet this flop, but I wasn't concentrating. So we're going to compound things by raising the turn. We're going to potentially compound our problems and take a line that makes absolutely no sense by raising the turn. Checking back this flop and raising this turn is a bullshit line. But we did it and we got away with it, so happy days. So yeah, poker's been going really well. My day job, I've been kept really busy with it. I'm in a good place right now. I'm in a good mental space. I'm going to start working for a friend next week who has a young son who lovely kid, and we're going to spend some time working with them. Yeah, things are going really well. I couldn't be happy with where I'm at poker wise. Couldn't be happy with where I'm at in terms of work life balance. It's been good. I know some people are messaging me saying, "Is everything okay? You haven't made a YouTube video," and they're concerned, and that is genuinely fucking lovely that people take the time out to message me on Facebook or whatever and say, "Hey mate, you okay?" I mean, crikey, one lad last week, such a nice lad. Um, I wasn't chatting in the Duesenberg stream, and then people in the Duesenberg stream were like, "Oh, where's Reggie? Is he okay?" I was actually playing a home game for my best friend's 40th birthday on PokerStars, and we were in a Skype call, so I wasn't watching the stream. But yeah, it's nice that some people out there do care. So yeah, if you have been thinking, "Oh, no, I hope Reggie's okay," I promise you, I'm in really good form. Good fettle, poker's going well, work's going well. It's just been half term, and I've been run off my feet during the daytime in terms of like finding time to make videos. So yeah. Now I'm working this afternoon and taking a young man to an adapted cycles club where people with disabilities, learning disabilities, and physical disabilities, they've specially adapted cycles so they can like ride bikes safely in a safe, controlled environment. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now that everything's reopening, start doing a lot more cool things with people who've had to make a lot of sacrifices over the last 12 months or so. So that's cool. Looking forward to that. I've got a small 2.5 hour job tomorrow lunchtime, and then we're back on my normal schedule of not having much to do. So there's going to be a lot more poker coming in the coming weeks. So that's pretty good stuff. Looking forward to everything I see ahead of me. I'm looking forward to at the moment, which is a nice place to be. Pretty easy c-bet here. Backdoor clubs is nice. Could get raised. You can definitely have some sets on this board. Shouldn't have any two pairs. You can definitely have some sets that might want to raise. But I think generally speaking, I'm still going to want to c-bet this board with a very high frequency, 2 overs, gut shot to the nuts, flush draw, backdoor flush draw to the nuts. He's just going to have a lot of pocket pairs there that are just going to fold. We've just unlocked an avatar. Fucking goers. That is delightful. Who doesn't want more avatars? Raise this dude up when he limps. He's pretty much playing any two last night. I was playing him after midnight last night. He was a pretty much any two sort of dude. So we're going to make big isolation raises. We want to be the guy that's got the best chance of stacking him. And we're not going to be doing an awful lot of c-betting against him because the man just does not fucking fold. So we're just going to try and isolate him, then try and make a hand, and then try and stack him. Pretty basic plan. Start a bit of value here. With 3-bet with kings, which we like a lot. We want to be making this around 21 blinds, I think. Seems reasonable. Be squeezing our king-queen. We've been raised here, which I'm not a fan of. Really not a fan of, and we're just going to fold because the experience of this guy last night tells me that he was willing to check call with remarkably bad hands. So when he raises, I'm just going to presume that one pair mediocre kicker is just in very rough shape. That was a big fart. I make no apologies for it. And I look forward to listening to it later. C-betting the king queen here on a board that's very good for our range, getting it through. Happy days. These are going pretty well so far in the session. Nothing too much to complain about. We haven't won a lot of money, but I feel we played our cards well. I wonder if anyone farts on YouTube more than I do. When they're not meant. I mean, there might be someone who just has a channel dedicated to farting. If there is, please link me to it because I'd be interested. But people who have channels dedicated to other things, I think none of them will fart as much as me. And that's something that I am unusually proud of. We could see better here, but I think we're going to check back with our backdoor clubs. They're probably more inclined to See bet our diamonds and spades here, but probably checking back a lot of just weak ace-x. Don't really want to see bet when we might get raised off some backdoor equity. Could be a bad reason. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a pretty basic nit trying to make his way through the streets, making a few bob a month and plodding on. Not pretend to understand the intricacies of when to be, which weak aces to be betting and which weak aces not to be betting. Do we want to squeeze here with this guy, who will 100% call with many, many worse hands? Or do we just want to call and play post flop with a suited ace? I think we probably want to squeeze. Pretty much we're happy to get him out of the pot, and against this guy, if we make any pair post flop, then we're going to be happy going with it. This guy didn't fold, which is unfortunate, because he almost certainly has a better hand than us. And we now have a board that we are just not going to be c-betting. He's not going to fold any pocket pairs. We have very little equity when called. I'm going to c-bet our trip, so on table 1 and get a fold. Not surprised to see the fold coming in, but definitely need to bet there. So we tried to squeeze there and target this guy, and we ended up getting this guy instead, which was not the plan. Not the plan at all. Do we want to 4-bet our king queen? Maybe some people do. I wouldn't be one of them. We are not going to fold this flop though. We just have the backdoor diamonds, 2 overs, backdoor straight draw. Too much going on. We're going to want to see a turn card here. I'd rather he had more money, but we can't have everything. Yeah, pretty rubbish turn, so we won't be putting any more money in. I think these games during the daytime, normally I probably wouldn't play this time unless I was making some content for YouTube. I've been playing a little bit like before I work in the mornings. Most of my work's been starting at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock-ish. And the games have been pretty fucking rubbish during the daytime. But then I come in the evenings and like this player pool, where we at? Instead of being 50 players, it's up at like 120 odd. And when the player pool's large, it's fucking plenty soft. The games are really good. When the player pool's small, they tend to be like they are now, with the occasional fish dotted around. You get the occasional players with less than 100 bigs, but it's pretty reggy. I think like my win rate during the daytime in these games is going to be negligible, probably slightly winning. I think my win rate from probably 7 p.m. Once the pool gets past like 80 players, I think my win rate's going to be good. Whether it's going to be good enough to take me away from Sky, who knows? At the moment, we're doing really well on Sky too, so I don't really want to get away from Sky too much. But I really like Unibet. It's the first time I've played here for a while. Software seems slicker. It's easier to top. You've got these just little things like this where you used to have to like click that, then click like rebuy, and there's like 3 clicks to top up. Now it's 1 click to top up. It's not as good as just auto top up, but it's an improvement. I like a lot of stuff. There's like Unibet's one of the lower ranked environments. I think it's like all this cartoony stuff. It's rec friendly, so I want to try and like support Unibet if I can, because I think they do a lot of things right, and they've given me a €100 ticket. So you know, I think like playing on Unibet makes sense for content creation, definitely. And it makes sense if in the evenings the games are as soft as I've been seeing. They would be not quite as soft as Sky, but far, far easier to get volume in. So I'm not sure. Maybe Sky Friday, Saturday is just going to be better than anything. But maybe the rest of the week, maybe it isn't. Right, we've been very small squeezed here by this dude. We know what size to make this here. Kind of want to knock this. Well, we don't want to knock anybody out. We've got 2 aces. Fuck it. I don't know. I have no idea what size to make that because we've seen a weird size squeeze. So it's a weird spot. Didn't know what size to make it, so just made it that one. And we get it in as a significant favourite. He has outs. Doesn't hit any though. Happy days. And we've done what we intended to do at this table, which is we've harpooned the whale. Now, if this player was to leave and I was going to be playing a long session, I'd look around this table now and be like, right, regular. Well, who knows if they're regulars or not, but 100 big blinds everywhere. And I'd be like, we can just find better tables. I mean, look at this table. There's like 2 players without 100 bigs. This one, there's 1 player without 100 bigs. This table, there's another one. So I'd just be like, I can probably just leave this table, give it a minute or two so I don't go straight back to it. Or maybe just like do this and just flick another table open and join another table. And if it's better than this one, then leave this table. But because we've only got another like 20 minutes before we're stopping recording, I might not do that. Depends. If this guy leaves, I'll probably open another one up on my second screen, and then if it turns out to be good, we'll slide it in. If it turns out not to be good, then we won't fuck around too much. We have a good shot here. We're going to take a stab. Oh, we've got a €6 cash game ticket. Happy days. That'll be something for my wife to grind away on, because I think you have to play like lower than. I don't think it works in any game other than like fucking 4-1L or something. I'm not sure. I have to look into it. We turned a queen here, so we're not going to bet anymore, because like against 2 players, we've been called on the flop. Have we picked up enough showdown to justify like trying to get to showdown? I don't know, but what I do know is we probably don't get a better hand to fold. King 7 was never folding. As you can see, my names today: the Nugget, tribute to Steve Davis; Lane Ganley, tribute to 1980s and 90s snooker referee; and the Crucible, tribute to the home of snooker; and then just a mega champ because I am the current Sky Discord champion of the mega stack. Probably need to call here. Don't really see much point in raising. Happy days. We're going to struggle to get paid, but we're just going to hope he's got maybe the King of Hearts and make a large raise. That's the plan. Instead of like try to target is like 8 of Hearts, 9 of Hearts, etc. that might be blocking. We just target the King of Hearts and maybe the Jack of Hearts. Check call 1, see with our pair and gut shot. We're going to stab with our 9s. We're going to check fold our 3-4 up here. He doesn't allow us to check fold. We are still checking and still not calling any bets. And we beat 5-8 that decided to give up. This dude's going to check call flop lead turn. Smells like bullshit to me. 3-bet here with the jacks. We are just going to call. I mean, I hate paying off in these games, right? Let's get one thing straight. But if I am going to pay off, I'd much rather pay off against a fish taking a weird line than I would against a regular. So we're gonna pay that man his money here. And of course he has the queen. Could be a bad call there, but I mean, the guy's clearly fucking a mentalist. Good shot, backdoor flush draw. We're going to try and keep control of the pot by just making a small bet. He calls, we pick up a double gut shot, checking back the jacks here. We're going to go pretty big on this turn. Hope he fucks off with something. If he doesn't fuck off, we're going to hope to get there. Still checking our jacks. Really don't like the ace. And he raises. So this man right now is absolutely destroying us. And against a bet size that big, we have a very easy fold. Quite often when like someone who I'm presuming to regular but might not be, go check, 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 then blast pot river. It's, well, I'm wary to not use the word never, but it's rarely a bluff. Most micro stakes cash regulars are not taking that line there with air. They're not like turning pocket whatever. Just I don't know what the board was, but yeah, Queen 8-7 Ace-7. They're not taking pocket tens there and attacking my capped range, turning it into a bluff. It just isn't happening. Anywhere near a high enough frequency for me to be worried about overfolding there. It's a 3-bet pot. There's 2 overcards on the board. Someone's bet pretty big. I'm just going to treat that as being a strong hand and not worry too much about it. Based on the cold 4-bet, we have a trivially easy fold. Interesting spot here. We've probably had the best hand on the flop. Whether we still have the best hand now the Queen has come on the turn is open to debate. Both of these players can have some Queen X in their flop calling range, so we're not going to bet. Like Queen 10 of diamonds isn't folding, for example. Queen Jack obviously isn't folding. The fact the second Queen comes makes me a little bit more comfortable with the situation. If he bets, I probably wouldn't want to call. I think if we check and he bets, I think we are going to call. His betting range is going to be way stronger than his. If he bets out of position to 2 players, that's going to contain a lot more strong hands than someone who has checked back turns and then maybe just having a desperate stab on rivers. Maybe we could even have thought about value betting there a little bit, but I'm not that into going for thin value in multi-way pots with second pair type holdings. Second pair here on a board that should slightly favour our range. It's not massively favouring our range because he's going to have a lot of stuff that's going to connect with the 6 and the 5. We obviously king low boards. Our boards are reasonable to see bet on. I think I'd be happier see betting if it was a rainbow board than I am. I think we're going to see this quite a lot. I don't think we can fold yet. Good regs are going to find plenty of check raises on these boards. We've now just gone ahead of 6-5. We're way ahead of stuff like 4-3 and his flush draws. We're going to check back here and probably call rivers that look safe. Deuce of Hearts does not look safe. Deuce of Hearts is possibly one of the worst rivers we could have found. Just checking. Same hand. Happy days. See, I think he should have plenty of check raises on that board. And so I like the fact he's finding some. I'm not sure that he's chose a particularly good hand to raise with. But yeah, it's just a sort of board where you are going to find yourself being raised a reasonable amount of the time versus some competent regulars. It's kind of like, if it comes down ace deuce deuce, you should almost never get raised. When it comes down like 5, 6, 7 with 2 of a suit, you're going to find yourself getting raised a lot. And then king 6, 5 feels like it's kind of both players can have hands they want to be aggressive with there. Maybe there's an argument for checking back our hand, but if we are going to bet, I think there isn't much of an argument for folding it to a raise on a board where we expect a decent amount of light raising to be coming. 3-betting the Queen 10 suited here because I really don't want to flat. I think this table's probably quite reg heavy. Do not want to be flatting out the small blind in tables where I think we're mostly playing regulars. If I wasn't making a video now, I'd be looking at these games as I have the rest of the week and be like, nope, now is not the time for Unibet reg. Unibet is very much a evening and late night site. It's not a through the daytime site. But I was keen to get some content out, so happy to play some bad games just to reconnect with you guys for half an hour. Didn't come into the session expecting to make a profit, and I don't think I have. But I don't think we've lost much either. And yeah, it's overall, it's if we do lose a little bit of money, it's going to be money well spent. I mean, this is a dreadful table. There's not a chance I would. If I was going to be playing for, if I wasn't going to be playing for that just 10 minutes, not a chance I would be at this table. In fact, I wouldn't be at any of them. I would just be finding something else to do right now. I mean, the pool's pretty small, 47 players seated. Very likely means that there could be as few as 13 or 14 players in the pool. More, maybe 10 or more of them are regulars. It's just not a good environment right now, but I mean, I do okay against regulars. We just don't beat the rake, do we? That's the issue. We'd probably all losing to the rake. Most of us. I mean, the key to these games is not playing in them when they're like this. But if you are playing in them, if you are playing in like reg heavy pools, I think rather than lots of players do, they try and get in pissing contests to play wider ranges, constantly just trying to outplay your opponents. I genuinely think the far better strategy is just play tighter than your opponents would expect, and just still try and just have more value in your ranges than your opponents do. That's my way of doing it anyway. Unless you're incredibly well studied in the dark art of GTO, it's going to be difficult to find much edge playing like wideish ranges in like regular heavy pools. Normally this would be a c-bet to this size, but against this dude who's come back with some money, we're going to make a larger bet. I'm going to check back the turn here, but we're not going to be folding. The only river we're going to fold on is probably a 9. And then the other one that we might fold on comes. We're going to target a 9 here with a small bet and just hope a 9x calls or 4x calls. And we do get the call from the 9. Lovely stuff. I don't love calling 3x raises, but we have done. I think he's going to have some 9x in his checking back range. I was thinking about overbetting there, but I don't think the 9's a particularly good card to do it on. I'd rather overbet on the jack. I'm just going to continue checking, not folding. He does bet pretty quickly. I'm going to try and see a flop on the button with the jack 10. And we're going to check fold here. I think he has a lot of 9x in his range here when he takes check back flop, then big bet flops and turns. Don't think he's going to be doing that with the jack too often. I'm going to check back our own jack here on the ace XX board. It's a board I'd attack a lot. If I had nothing, I'd attack versus him capping his range. And try and make him fold some stuff, but given we've got a second pair, it's quite likely he's got an aces pot control with maybe pocket kings, maybe pocket queens that aren't going to fold. If we had nothing here, I'd try and make some hands fold, but we don't have nothing, so just try and get to showdown instead. He does find a bet. I think a lot of the time here, he's going to be value betting an ace, pocket kings, pocket queens, but we've kept the pot small enough. And maybe he just trying to turn a smaller pair into a bluff here sometimes, or a ribbon set. as I was saying earlier, when regulars go check, check, big bet, it's not that often a bluff, but we're too high up in our range. There has played to fold. As we've done half an hour, I need to be leaving the house in approximately 10 minutes or so. So we're going to knock the session on the head. We haven't got any playable hands, and unless we get one in the time I'm wrapping up, then we're not going to be playing any more hands. So yeah, it's nice to reconnect with you guys. It's not been much of a video. I get that. It's more just about like a reconnecting thing. Probably won't be a video now until Tuesday next week, but hopefully then they'll come a bit more frequently. We'll see this Jack 10 out, and then we'll call it a day. Always the way, isn't it? You get to the end of the video, you start getting some playable hands. We need to defend a hand as pure as Jack 10. Just such a lovely hand. Do not want to fold it. We might end up regretting not folding it in eventually, because we can't fold now on this flop. Question is, now it's checked, can we start finding some bluffs? Do we need to start finding some bluffs? I think we probably don't have the best hand. You can definitely be pot controlling with some ace X that doesn't have a diamond. No, we're just going to give up. Just giving up. I think it's just too likely he's going to have pocket kings, pocket queens, ace X, none of which contain the diamond, that just aren't going to fold. And I think we need to bet twice to get them to even consider folding. And I wasn't in a let's bet twice mood with this hand. We've now made a pair against this guy. Trying to end the video, keep getting hands that stop us being able to end it. I'm going to keep betting small here just to get value from worse queens, hearts, etc. We should reload it here now because we have jacks and we haven't got a full stack. But we are where we are. Guess off 80 bigs, we're never folding jacks. Guess we're just ramming jacks in here. And we're flipping. And we are looking like we're going to have the best hand. No queen, no club. Happy days. End the video on a... Well, we might not end the video on a happy moment because now we've got ace queen offsuit. Is this video ever good? Am I ever going to leave the fucking house today? That is the question. Right, that's ended. This has ended. This video is ending. Thank you ever so much for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. I don't care if we get pocket aces before I say goodbye. We are ending the video. Have a great weekend. If you're out having fun in the UK because you're allowed to again now, do it. But be, as Neil Warnock says, go out, enjoy yourself, but be fucking disciplined and have a great weekend. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye for now.